Okay, all right. So we will start now, and we will not wait for others. It's already time to start. So I will mute all, and then I'll start the meeting. Wonderful. So welcome once again to this particular topic, Introduction to Hypnosis. Many of you might be interested, curious about what hypnosis is all about. You might have seen some or other uh, stage shows or some or other shows of hypnosis, or you might have encountered all these things, and that is the reason you might have been, interested, or there could be a curiosity as to how to use hypnosis for self and stuff like that. And that's the reason we are going to have this particular session, wherein I will be giving you the crux of what hypnosis is all about. So before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Yogesh, and I'm here because I love to talk to people on various topics. Already you know that I am conducting every Saturday a free workshop on various topics. It could be a decision making, procrastination, NLP, it is hypnosis today. Then there is a secret of unhappy life. So there are so many topics which are there on my mind, and I'm utilizing this particular time of lockdown to share my knowledge with as many people as possible. And believe me, all this knowledge I am sharing is absolutely free of cost. There is nothing which I am doing for money in this particular session, in this particular seminar. The only thing what I would like to get a support from you, that I have got this particular channel, YouTube channel, NLP Infinite, Dr. Yogesh Daud Khane. I would request you all to please subscribe my channel, so that whatever I am going to do in the coming future, whatever free programs, whatever webinar or any other program, whichever I'm going to do, you can get all this information. And instead of I sending mails to everybody, this would be pretty easy for me to upload it on YouTube and get the things done. So welcome once again. I am Yogesh, father of a wonderful son and husband to a beautiful superwoman. Started my journey as a HR professional turned B school professor, spent quite an amount of time over there, and now working as a full-time NLP coach, trainer, author, and public speaker. I completed my NLP from Dr. Richard Bandler, who is the founder of NLP. Also got certified from Dr. John Grinder, who is again a co-founder of NLP, and finally got certification from the American Board of NLP, one of the largest body of NLP in the world. I am a certified trainer, and I am proud to say that I am very few of those Indian trainers who got this certification. There are hardly 18 to 20 people who are certified NLP trainer from the American Board of NLP. And all this I did because of my passion, because of my excitement about how a human development can happen, how a human upliftment can happen. And all that passion derived me to learn all these things. And to learn all these things, my dear friend, I traveled several countries in 4 different continents, and the journey still continues. So that is what is my introduction. And let's go on to the topic for the day. Couple of questions for you all. How many of you want to access the power of your subconscious mind? You may use the chat box and type yes or no. Second question, how many of you want to achieve results in your life? And third question, how many of you have experienced being hypnotized? So I just would like to get some participation from you all. All right, so give me the answers in the chat box. How many of you want to access power of your subconscious mind? And how many of you want to achieve results in your life? All right. Not experienced being hypnotized. All right. I haven't tried hypnosis before. That is perfectly fine. We are going to have a live session today as well. So you are going to get a first-hand experience of being hypnotized. So perfectly fine. Everybody over here is there to understand the power of their subconscious mind. Everybody in life have got some or other goals and results to be achieved, and that is why we are trying multiple things. That is why we are trying to use so many tools and techniques. There is no one proven tool or technique anybody could say that you do this and you will be successful. Not like that. There are many ways, but ultimately I would like to share that all these path to success start from our own mind. So if we can control our mind, if we can get to know how the mind functions, then absolutely nothing like it. So basically, if we know how the mind functions and if we can get the control over our mind, my dear friends, we can achieve the results whatever we want to achieve. And the last question, how many of you have experienced being hypnotized before? Many of you are saying we have not. I'm going to share with you as well today how we every day get some or other chance to become hypnotized and how we experience that particular phase unknowingly. How we experience that particular phase unknowingly, that is what we would like to discuss in this particular session. So to start with, a famous quote by a famous hypnotist, Milton Erickson. You might have heard his name as one of the very famous hypnotist. Milton Erickson. He was one of the pioneer who developed this particular hypnotism, and he was the one who popularized this particular term and made it available to the people. What he is saying, allow yourself to see what you don't allow yourself to see. Now, bit confusing statement. We unless and until we don't dig into deeper, and unless and until we don't understand what he is saying, it becomes very difficult. By the way, to tell you, hypnotism is full of vague languages. Many a times, whenever you will see or experience that when a particular person is hypnotizing somebody, he is using a vague language. So, say for example, you are going into a better future now. Now, if you understand this particular word as you are going to have a better future now. Now, my dear friends, for everybody, the term better future could be something different. A better future could be making double the money what you are making. A better future could be living in a better house. A better future could be getting that particular promotion. A better future could be purchasing that particular car. Or a better future could be engaging yourself in an exotic vacation. So what could be the better future that we are absolutely not aware? And hypnotists use this particular vague language, and that is how we get into that particular trance. I'm going to explain how what exactly happens when we go into the hypnotic trance. So basically, what is hypnosis? There are so many people out here who are attending, might have experienced, might have not experienced hypnosis, or you might have some misconceptions about hypnotism, that hypnotism means this, hypnotism means that. There we are going to understand what are the hypnotic myths as well, and how a person should overcome that. So basically, when we talk about hypnotism, I have seen people are having a negative conception. One of the negative conception that as a hypnotism, if I get hypnotized, a person might reveal all my secrets, isn't it? He might ask what is my bank password, what is my ATM code word, or he might ask some other information which are very secret or very private to me. Also, there is another misconception which people say that the moment you are hypnotized, it means that you are weak, you are having a less willpower, you are not strong enough, and that is why anybody can hypnotize you. Now, my dear friends, to be very frank and to be very honest on this particular topic, nothing of this sort can happen. Nothing of this sort can happen. Nobody can get all these things done. uh, to give you example, have you ever read a news in any newspaper or any social media that somebody is being hypnotized and his money is being stolen, or by hypnotism his password and user id of his email or his bank account has been taken by the hypnotist, and he has used that money for using being a theft? Have you ever heard this kind of news, or have you ever heard a news like somebody is been hypnotized and is been raped? You will never hear such kind of news, because it is not possible to hypnotize anybody unless and until he or she is willing to do so. So if you are not willing to do so, nobody can hypnotize you. And hypnotism doesn't mean that you are having a less willpower, or you are not strong enough. Exactly, here I would like to put forth important information which I derived from Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia is one of the greatest and authentic source of information we all know. So if you go to Wikipedia, Wikipedia defined hypnosis as: hypnosis is a human condition involving focused attention, reduced peripheral awareness, and enhanced capacity to respond to suggestions. Now, if you see, I have highlighted a couple of words, that is focused attention. So when you are hypnotized, when you are into that particular state, your attention is highly focused. So those people who are weak in nature, those people who are not strong enough, mentally not strong enough, will they have a focus attention? Definitely not. Hypnosis is for those people who are having a good mindset, good mentality, and who want to take their life to a great extent. And that is why focus attention is what one of the condition of hypnosis, which is given by Wikipedia. Second is reduce peripheral awareness. Yes, what happens is we reduce the awareness. Right now, if I ask you what is about your peripheral awareness, like if you ask me what is there in my room, I could see that there are so many books. There is a towel over there. There is a pen and diary over there. So all these awareness I could see, or there is a chair next to me, I can see all these things. But the moment somebody is being hypnotized, what happens is all this awareness is gone, is vanished, and you focus on something known as enhanced capacity to respond to suggestion. Now your capacity enhances, your uh, power enhances to a particular thing, because you are absolutely cutting out all the other things. Imagine you are focusing on one particular activity, one particular thing at a time, and then you are getting a suggestion, you are getting a response from somebody, and that is what hypnosis is all about. So it is about focus attention, it is about reducing the peripheral awareness, and it is enhancing the capacity. Now, my dear friends, I would like to ask you, when you have heard, or it could be your conception, misconception, I would say, that hypnosis is for those people who are mentally weak. Now, if that is your misconception, your Wikipedia is absolutely crossing that thing and saying that it is not for weak people, it is for rather good people, alert people who want to take their life to a next level. Does it mean that weak minded people don't enter into hypnosis? No, they also enter into hypnosis. They also can go into the trance. But if you are strong enough, and if you are aware, and if you are alert about these things, my dear friends, it helps you to understand better, and it helps you to get better results. Imagine you are taking a specific medicine and you are not aware about what are the properties of that medicine, what will be the impact. And on the second hand, you are taking another medicine and you know thoroughly about everything about that particular medicine, and now you are taking it. Definitely, the second medicine the which you are aware of will give you better results, because your mind has accepted and know that yes, this is going to be very good for me, isn't it? So similarly, hypnosis, if you learn, if you are aware, and if you are having any doubts and queries, at the end of the session we will be having a Q&A session wherein I will be clearing all your doubts and queries about this particular topic. So that is what hypnosis is all about. It is about focus attention, it is about reducing the peripheral awareness, and it enhances the capacity to respond. Moving ahead, let's understand bit technical thing about how exactly hypnosis happens and what is the state of mind. So if you have ever heard about these particular waves, brain waves, which scientists have already taken, and there is a lot of research happened, and we are at the conclusion that these are the 5 ways we fall into. The first is gamma wave, that is 31 plus megahertz, and uh, this is like we are in the state of too much of activities. Imagine when you are into when you are into some activity, you are into meeting, you are working out, you are doing some or other thing, and then your mind is too much of active, then that is what is a gamma wave which is happening. Second is a beta wave. Beta wave is a normal alertness while aware. Now you are working peacefully. You are working peacefully. You are thinking about a specific thing, and you are doing your routine task. And then there is no pressure on you, or you are doing some activity which doesn't create any mental or physical pressure, and then you are doing that particular activity. That is an activity wherein your mind is into beta wave. Now, gamma and beta waves, these are not really great waves by which we can, we can have a fantastic result. Because if you see the graph, it is too much of activity happening, and that is where we are not productive, we are not artistic, we are not creative, we are not innovative, because there is a lot of things which are happening. Imagine you are traveling on a road, and there is a lot of traffic, and you are driving a car. You are definitely not in a alpha state or theta state. You are into either gamma or beta. You are frustrated, you are tense because you want to reach to office, and then there is a lot of traffic, and there are so many things which are happening, and all of a sudden your boss is calling you, and all these things are happening because you are into gamma and beta. Now, my dear friends, in all such activities, will you be at any point of time a creative person? What will happen to your creativity? Will you be at any point of time innovative person? Will you be at any point of time think about music or think about drawing? Definitely not. These gamma and beta waves, we are there almost every single day of 90% of more of the time. Now, if you are aware or not, let me share a piece of information with you that we as a human being experience 60,000 thoughts every single day. That is an average which scientists have taken, that average human being experience or get 60,000 plus minus thoughts every single day. That may reduce to 10 to 12,000 if you are into meditation and you are into yogic practice or something like that, and that may exceed up to maybe 1 lakh thoughts if you are a person who is thinking too much every single time. Now, imagine 60,000 thoughts coming to us every single day, and we are into gamma or beta, and they are bombarding, and then we want to go somewhere. Imagine it is like a maze. It is like a maze, and we are not even clear where to go, how to follow the things. And that, my dear friends, becomes a hurdle. We ourselves become hurdle in our own achievement of the goal. Coming to the third wave, that is the most important, that is alpha state. If you read over the screen, it is relax or daydreaming or drowsing. Now, alpha state is nothing but a state of a mind wherein we are totally relaxed, we are into daydreaming, we are feeling drowsy, and during this particular state, whatever command goes to your mind becomes your reality. Again, I am repeating, during the alpha state, whatever you plant in your subconscious mind becomes your reality. Why? Because that is the state wherein your conscious awareness is not there, your subconscious is active, and whatever you are thinking, whatever you are putting a thought into your mind, that becomes reality. That is an alpha state. And in hypnotism, what we do, we take the person into alpha state. Now, if you remember the question number 3, which I asked, have you ever been hypnotized? And some of you said we never experienced hypnotism. That is absolutely wrong. Typically, we go into alpha state minimum 2 times a day. Every single day, minimum 2 times a day, we go into alpha state. Which are those 2 times? The first time, the moment we are about to wake up, you're not fully awake and you're not sleeping. You're not aware and you're not sleeping. If that is the phase, it could be lasting for say a minute or so, or it could be a few seconds, or it could be few minutes, depending upon what is your way of lifestyle. That is the first time when you are into alpha state. The second time when you are into alpha state, that is when you are about to sleep. You go to bed, you sleep, and then you might be reading, or you might be watching your cell phone, or you might be doing some or other thing. In that case, my dear friends, during the time wherein you are not neither aware nor sleep, you are neither in awake mode nor in your sleep mode, that is the state wherein you are into alpha state. In those both the cases, we experience alpha state. So, and that is the state of hypnotism. You are hypnotizing yourself every single day. Now, what you are putting during that particular time frame decides your life. Imagine you are waking up early in the morning, and then you are into that particular alpha state of mind, and then you are putting, oh my god, it is Monday and it is going to be a tiresome day. You are planting a suggestion to your subconscious that it is going to be a tiresome day, and you make me tired as possible. Perfectly fine. Your subconscious will listen and understand and accept as it is. If you are going for sleep and you are watching news, you are reading newspaper, or you are engaging in some activities which is not really helpful for your mind or brain, say watching news for example, what you are planting into your alpha state when you are sleeping and you are reading the news about coronavirus, or you are reading the news about some bank robbery, or you are watching news, then my dear friends, all those thoughts will be there planted in your mind, and the entire night you're sleeping for 8 hours, you're sleeping for 9 hours or 7 hours, or whatever number of hours you're sleeping, your subconscious works on that. So whatever thought process you put in your mind, it works on that. So my dear friends, it is very important for you to understand the alpha state and use your alpha state properly. Going to the next state, that is theta state. That is a state of meditation, feeling emotions, feeling relaxed, and it is, beyond alpha state. In alpha state, you are consciously bit aware and bit not aware. Are you getting my point? Like you are either आप थोड़े से जागे रहते हो या थोड़े से सोए रहते हो. आपने अल्फा स्टेट कभी महसूस किया है when you were say for example driving on a highway? You're driving on a highway, आप हाईवे पे गाड़ी चला रहे हो, and after a few minutes you never understand कि how I reached this particular destination. इतने दूर मैं कैसे आ गया? I crossed 17 kilometers, and I thought it is just a few minutes back. I just saw a board which says that this particular village is 20 kilometers, and now I could see it is just 3 kilometers. how this happened. And I feel that it is fraction of second. I just saw that particular milestone which says that it is 20 kilometers, and now it is saying 3 kilometers. It happened because you were driving in alpha state and you were not even aware. Your subconscious has taken over you and you are just into it. Another example of alpha state, when you are into say cricket or any other sport, when you are actively working in some or other activity, you automatically go into alpha state. When you are watching movie, you are into alpha state. When you are watching television, you are into alpha state. When you are reading a book which you love, a novel, you automatically go into alpha state. You are not aware about the peripheral. You're not aware कि आजू बाजू में कौन बैठा है, क्या हो रहा है, कोई आवाज आ रही है. Absolutely you're not aware. That is alpha state. Theta state में उसमें से कुछ होता नहीं है. You are almost into sleep. You are not consciously aware what is happening. And in theta state, uh, even though your subconscious is active 24 by 7, but it becomes a bit difficult for anybody to give you a command. And the delta state, that is a deep sleep. A deep sleep we call delta state, and that is where you experience the peaceful sleep. If you are experiencing a delta sleep, you will see that even you sleep for few hours, maybe 2 3 hours, still you are exactly energetic. But if you are not having a delta sleep, then you always feel drowsy throughout the day. So that is these are the brain states of the mind: gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. And we are focusing on alpha state during the hypnotism. So conscious and subconscious mind, already we are aware about it. We already have seen, either you might be aware by uh, reading it, or you might have attended some of my previous sessions wherein I explained about conscious mind and subconscious mind. So again, to give you a quick recap, conscious mind is just 10% capacity mind, whereas the subconscious mind is 90% capacity mind. It is more powerful than the conscious mind, and that is why we always want to take the help of our subconscious mind to achieve the result. To achieve the result, we are taking the help of our subconscious mind. Conscious mind will always not allow you to do so. So to give you a simple example, this is a wonderful bungalow inside, and here resides your friend. You want to reach to your friend, but there is a gate and there is a security guard or there is a dog who is not ready to let you go in. Now this I'm using as a symbolic. This gate refers to the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is a critical mind, is an analytical mind, which will always criticize, which will always analyze, and then will take a decision whether that thought to enter into subconscious or not. Now, my dear friends, conscious mind, is it bad? No, but it is a critical mind. It is a mind wherein we are using our analytical ability, we are using our technical ability, and then we are thinking whether this is right, wrong, good, bad, possible, not possible. And then that particular thought, if you're thinking consciously, say for example, if you're thinking to purchase a particular product which is worth crores of rupees, your conscious mind will say that you don't have that much of money to purchase that particular product which is worth 2 crore. So you will not even enter, your conscious mind will not even let that particular thought enter to your subconscious mind, and you wanted to purchase that particular property even though you don't have money right now in your pocket, but you love that property which is worth 2 crore in today's market price. You can achieve that provided that thought goes to the subconscious. But here the conscious is always putting as a barrier, and it is saying that no, it is not possible. I have analyzed everything. I have analyzed your bank statement. I know your income, everything I know, and you can't do this. That is what the conscious mind says. Now, in this session of hypnotism, what we are going to do, or what we do generally, we try to overcome the barrier of conscious mind, means we try to open the gate by keeping the conscious mind busy. By keeping the conscious mind busy in some activity, we open the gate and we let the thought enter into the subconscious. And the moment that thought enters into the subconscious, believe me, wonderful things happens. So here in this particular thing, what we do, the conscious barrier, the critical faculty barrier is been taken out, and we put all the subconscious thought into the subconscious mind. So this I'll just explain later on. Let's understand something about practical thing, and then we go on to the next session, wherein I will be talking about the myths and of hypnosis, and I'll be talking about the benefits of hypnosis. I know many of you are excited and eager to go into the hypnotic trance and enjoy the relaxation, enjoy the hypnotic state, the alpha state you want to enjoy. So, my dear friends, for this activity, what I have done, I could understand that if I do it online, there could be a lot of problem which could happen, and that is why I have uploaded the video on YouTube. So this is the link. I'm going to share this link with you right now in a chat box as well. So now what I want you to do, I want you to, we will be ending this meeting soon, and I want you to click on this link of YouTube and use your headphone. Sit in a place where you will not be disturbed for another 20 to 25 minutes and listen at a specific voice which is comfortable to your ears. Don't be too slow or don't be too high pitch. Okay, comfortable voice, comfortable sitting. You might be sitting or lying down, whatever is perfect for you, you can do that. And listen to this, keeping a specific goal in your mind, some goal which you want to achieve. So this hypnotic relaxation I have created for goal achievement, and it is advisable to listen on regular basis. So to start with, today is the right day. You can do it. Start doing this practice. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Simply you have to listen to all those commands which I am giving and understand. And those who are here as my participants of NLP practitioner batch, I would like you to again go back to the things which we have studied in the training room, how we use a Milton model. So here I have used lot of Milton model. So those who are here as my practitioner participants, I would request you to again, after doing this exercise, go back to this particular practical and see how I have used Milton model, and you may check your notes and you may write down that in which phases I have used Milton model and which model I have used. So this could be a practice for you to know how to create your own Milton model script. So I hope everybody is excited enough to do these things, and we will be having a lot of Q&A session after this particular session is over. Right now it is what? It is 10:08. Now 10:08, we are going to have a 20 minutes hypnotic state, and I think at even though you don't come out of the hypnotic state for next few minutes, that is perfectly fine. You want to be in that state, be in that state. There is no harm. You will still enjoy. And my dear friends, what you could do is, it is 10:10. If you will have 10 to 10, 30, 10:45. Is it okay if we start the session at 10:45 and complete the remaining part? So you will have enough time to do the session and you can come back. Is it okay? 10:45. You just put it in chat box. So we will be ending this session right now. and I want you to go. Everybody got the YouTube link? Those people who have already registered, I have sent them a mail yesterday, and in that mail also the link was there. Right now also I'm giving the link to you. So just click that link and enjoy. All right. So we are just waiting for everybody to join in and then we start. In the meantime, what we could do is we could, you know, have your experience sharing via chat. So if anybody would like to share their experience,
Yes, doctor.
yes, please.
Yeah, I can. Right. One moment. Well, what initially I found is a tickling sensation on the forehead,
Okay,
and then it went into a more relaxed state.
okay,
As the video said about being in the mountains and then going to the lake, till then it was more of a sensation of being in the environment, where you feel the chillness, you could feel the overall
okay,
aspect, generally how they do with this 5D movie and whatever they call it, similar kind of thing. But what happened is towards the end, it became like too many thoughts, other thoughts coming in. So I don't know there but what went wrong, but till then it was all kind of good. And then
okay,
there were a lot of other feelings or thoughts that came in, but it didn't disturb as such. uh, I don't know how it ends up with. Initially it was very relaxing and kind of
okay,
you
okay.
could
I will
feel.
answer the query during the meantime.
Sure.
Anybody else would like to share their experience? Or we can start with the session. All right. So let's start with the session. The remaining part. All right. So everybody did the activity. I could see lot many people doing this activity and they were into trance. Now, what exactly happened or what exactly I did? I took you through a journey and I gave commands after commands to your mind. And at the same time, when you were listening to these commands, your subconscious was about to open up, and your conscious mind was thinking about those commands. As we engage the conscious mind, as in the previous slide we have seen, uh, this gate. So I was during the session, what I was doing is I was putting your conscious mind aside by engaging it in a different activity, and whatever I was telling was directly going into your subconscious, and that happens after few minutes. For initial few minutes of time, if you see, I ask you to relax and then imagine that you are sleeping on a mountain and then you could see clouds. So all your imagination, all your visual imagination, some kinesthetic feeling, birds were singing and the trees are there and you could see some flowers. So it was creating a experience in the mind. That is what I was doing, as a conscious mind was getting engaged. And I know that many of you might have felt asleep after some time, or there could be a phase in between wherein you were not aware what is happening, and then still the audio was on. So have you experienced a phase that absolutely you were like sleep, and then what was going on you were not aware? So if you have experienced that particular phase, please say yes in the chat box so I could know. Okay, okay, okay. So I'm getting few yes and couple of no's. That is perfectly fine. So the concern would be for those people who are saying that yes, we felt a kind of asleep and then we were not consciously aware what is happening. Then in that case, will this be effective? My dear friends, even though you are falling asleep or you are awake, your subconscious is all the time aware, all the time awake, and that is capable of listening whatever is happening. And beyond your subconscious, there is something known as superconscious, which is more aware, more alert. And that is why, even though in that case, if I would have asked you, now you are going to share all your bank details via mail, and then you are sharing all the bank details to me, that will never ever happen. Why? Because your superconscious is aware, and it will not do any activity due to which it is going to impact you as a socially or mentally, physically or legally, ethically, any such kind of thing. If any such kind of order has been given, you will not follow that. If I order you, or if I give you a command that now after this particular relaxation is over, you will go to your neighbor's house and steal his money, you will not do that. Or you will kill somebody, you will not do that. Or simple thing, I will ask you to, you will not put a seat belt while driving a car, you will not do that, because that is what is something which is ethical, which is legal, which you are doing for so many years, and that is perfectly right. So anything which is not right, I ask you to do, you will not do. And that is where we comes to this particular scene, which you might have seen many times. A stage, I would refer to first photo, a larger photo wherein there is a person with so many people sitting and there is a stage hypnotism going on. You might have seen such kind of shows earlier, that a person calls somebody and then on stage he hypnotizes them, and then he asks them to dance, he asks them to play, he asks them to eat a bitter gourd and they say that it is a sugar, or he may ask them to do some funny activities. Unfortunately, uh, that created hypnotism as a magic, that created hypnotism as a funny activity, and people misunderstood that by somebody hypnotizing me, I will be in his control and I will be at his will and do anything and everything. It is not like that. That is a hypnotism for entertainment, that is a separate thing, that is pure entertainment. But here in this case, what we did is, I used is known as clinical hypnosis. So clinical hypnosis is basically used for uh, using hypnosis in a right manner, using hypnosis for a clinical purpose, using hypnosis as a therapy. So we call it as a hypnotherapy. So here I use a clinical hypnosis. I'm not into stage hypnosis wherein calling people on stage and getting them entertained. That is not what I do. What I do and focus is on a clinical hypnosis. So wherein a specific issue is been resolved by giving a specific command. So here in this case, what I did was, I took you to through a journey of such a wonderful journey from mountain to lake, and then I ask you to visualize your goal. Now this could be your first time, perfectly fine. If you do this on repeated basis, if you do it on daily basis, log into the YouTube and do this on regular basis at least for 21 days. If you do with one specific goal in your mind and see the result, and do share me what the results are, you will be definitely getting the results, because now you are at least giving command to your mind what exactly do you want. In most of the cases we don't even give command to our mind what we want, then it takes two places. So that is what was we were doing. And coming to the myths which many of you might have had in your mind. So the first myth is that hypnotist has a strange and unknown powers. Do I have a strange power? No. It is not like that I have got a strange power, or I have got some unknown power, or I have got some godlike power. Nothing like that. It is just a proper way of commanding, a type of communication, a type of command which we give, a pace at which we talk. That is what matters. So this is all technical thing. This is all science based thing which we do. I give up control to the hypnotist. Have ever time you have given up control and executed according to me? No, you don't give control to hypnotist. You are always in your own control. What you want to think, what you want to do. I'm talking about clinical hypnosis. So what you want to do, what you want to control, that is all up to you. You might get stuck into hypnosis. This is also a myth of hypnotism. A lot many people have that the moment I get hypnotized, and then if I don't come out of that, then what will happen? Will I be in the hypnotic state for lifetime? My dear friends, hypnotism, uh, hypno basically is a word which came from a Greek word hypno. It means sleep. So it is a sleep-like activity. Hypnosis is a sleep-like activity. So even though you are a deep sleep or whatever, after certain period of time you come out of that. That is for sure. There is no way that you will sleep for 10 years. No. After 8, 10, 12 hours, at whatever time you will be coming out. Similarly, even though you stuck up in hypnosis, after a few minutes you are out of it. So you never get stuck. I might do things I normally wouldn't do. That is what happens when you are into stage hypnosis, and then the hypnotist takes a command and then ask you to dance or ask you to eat something which you don't eat or something like that. And that is for a shorter period of time. But for a longer duration, you don't do it. I might tell my secrets. As I told you, your superconscious is always aware, and that is why no hypnotist can take charge of your mind and ask you to reveal all your secrets, or no hypnotist can ask you to do something which is illegal, unethical. I can't ask you to go and steal your neighbor's money. I can't ask you to do something which is illegal. I can't do that. I might get hurt. I might get hurt mentally or physically. Again, not possible. You can't get hurt because you are in your own control. Hypnosis is being in your own control to a very great extent. I will be unconscious, unaware, unable to move, think, speak, say, or hear anything. It is absolutely not like that. You are always aware. You are able to move. You are able to think. You are able to speak. Everything is that you are able to do. The only thing is that you are not in your conscious control, and your subconscious is running the thing. And that is why it is better to, as I told you, that you take one particular goal and then enter into the state that gives you fantastic results. And I can't be hypnotized. Again, that is a myth of hypnosis. You are you can be hypnotized. Anybody can be hypnotized. As I said, it is not like externally you will be hypnotized. It is not like that somebody else will hypnotize you, but you yourself can be hypnotized. As I told you, you enter into alpha state early morning and while going to the sleep. So during these two stages, we are hypnotizing ourselves automatically. So it is not a question that I can or I cannot be hypnotized. It is a state of mind. Even though you are reading, you are into alpha state. You are watching a movie, you are into alpha state. You are going on a long drive, you are into alpha state. So many activities. You are playing a cricket or you are playing any activity, you are into alpha state. So many a times we are into alpha state, and that is what is hypnosis. During that time, what you think and what you do, that matters. So as we know that we can go into alpha state and can get the things done from our own life, let's understand what are the benefits of self hypnosis. So here there are some benefits which I have noted, and then we move on to the Q&A section. Improve your relationship. You can contact with your higher self, expand your creativity. You love the child within. That is what is your, you love yourself. Your self image can get increased. Your self confidence can get increased. Your beliefs which could be wrong. Say somebody may believe that it is difficult to make money during this lockdown period. If that is your belief, or I will never be happy in my life, if that is your belief, or I can't make money in my life, that is your belief, that can be cured. Addictions can be overcome by hypnotism. Also addictions, I use lot of NLP techniques, and then typically I have seen that in one or at the max two sessions, that is just of 1 hour each, addiction can be removed. Two sessions is the maximum time which I have seen. Typically, in one session of 1 hour, I see the results wherein addiction of maybe liquor or cigarette or any other addiction is being removed in just one sitting. That is by using NLP techniques. Overcoming phobias and fears, again by using NLP techniques, we can do this again in one sitting. Basically, NLP also came out of the hypnosis. Why I'm talking about NLP? Because NLP is a new science. Hypnosis is of course there, but NLP derived out of how somebody is getting better results and what I should do to get those results faster, quicker. And that is where NLP came to help us. And that is where hypnosis is also using, we are also using NLP. Most of the cases you might see that people are a bit skeptical about hypnosis, but they are open for NLP, and that is why you could use NLP and you could use a blend of hypno and NLP to get the results what you want. Because in both the cases, NLP or hypnotism, we are using the power of subconscious mind. We are not doing anything else. Unleash your own healing power. You can use hypnosis for healing. You may give command that you may create a visualization that in my body there are tiny soldiers, maybe a white color soldiers who are attacking those soldiers, who are attacking those viruses which are there in my body, which are of black color, and then they are winning over it. So it is all about your imagination. And my dear friends, more than your analytical mind or more than your this technical mind, conscious mind, if you can imagine in your mind, you can actually get it in your hand. So imagination is the key, and here in hypnosis we can do that. And the more you do it in alpha state, you get better results, you get quicker results. You can free yourself from obsession. There are so many other techniques also we use in NLP for curing obsession. Obsession could be like locking the door and then checking it 20 times. That could be an obsession. Or calling somebody that whether you are good or happy 100 times a day, that is an obsession. So such kind of obsessions could also be cured. And lastly, you could be more peaceful by using self hypnosis. So basically, self hypnosis is nothing but entering into alpha state. The moment you enter into alpha state, you are self hypnotizing yourself. That's the thing. And as you are into alpha state, as I said, everything opens up. Your subconscious opens up, which is 90% powerful, or it is 30,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. Again, I am repeating, your subconscious mind is 30,000 times more powerful than your conscious mind. Now you tell me, if you can know how to use this subconscious mind, which is 30,000 times more powerful, are you not going to get results in that same proportion? Definitely yes. You are going to get the results in the same proportion, because you are using the power of your own mind, which is 30,000 times more powerful. If you are thinking consciously, then it could be a 10% capacity which you are using. But the moment you use subconsciously, and the moment you know how to communicate with your own subconscious, things are totally different. So that is what is the benefit of self hypnosis. Of course, there are so many other benefits out there. Like in current situation, people are frustrated, people are tense, people are worried about so many things. If you go into self hypnosis mode for even 15-20 minutes a day, your body will be totally different. Your biochemistry will change every single time you are having so many thoughts. And now for this 15-20 minutes you are actually thoughtless, will boost your energy like anything. multiple benefits are there because you are using your own power to get the results you want. So that is what was from my side. I would like to thanks all of you for being a wonderful audience for the day. If you have any question, you can always ask me. We are going to have a Q&A round right now, and you can, if you want to know something more about, you can go to my website www.nlpinfinite.com. That's my website. And as I said, if you would subscribe my channel NLP Infinite, Dr. Yogesh Daud Khane. That would be great. You will be getting all the information because I am planning to have this Saturday, meaningful Saturday mornings throughout the year. I am searching for new topics. Also, you could drop me a mail, which is given on the website. You could drop me a mail that this is what a topic which you are searching knowledge for. I would be, if it is my topic, I would be more than happy to help all of you. Also on this YouTube channel, I am going to upload many videos wherein you will be getting multiple aspects of the things just sitting at home. So that is what is my social service. And for that, I would like your support by subscribing my channel or by going and liking my Facebook page, wherein you will be getting all the information from my side. So right now I'm stopping here, and any questions which are there in the chat you can type and then I'll be answering. All right. So let me go to the chat section. Uh, yeah. And also when you are posting your question, you please be ready or tell me that if it is okay, I answer your question in the open forum. If you want me to answer your question on one-to-one, you may call me after the session and I can answer that. But if you are okay that I am sharing the answer in this open forum, you post the question. Okay, so let me check. I got some private question that is about Yog Nidra from Snap 4G2. So you have asked me privately. I will be asking you. I'll be sharing the private answer. DV Suman has asked, sir, what about the health issue? Yes, Suman, you can always cure the health issue as I told you because 95% or more health issues are psychosomatic. What do we mean by psychosomatic? Psycho is your mind and soma is your body. So they start in your mind and end up in your body. So 95% of the illness or diseases are psychosomatic. So they start in your mind and they end up your body. So if we cure the mind, we can cure the body. There is a wonderful book, You Can Heal Your Life, by Louis Hay. If you are interested, you can note down the name of the book, You Can Heal Your Life. A wonderful book by Louis Hay, and she cured her cancer by just changing the thought processes. A wonderful book to read. So yes, you can always cure the health issues, and you can always cure some other issues which are like mental issues or which are uh, related to your physical body or mental health. So any health issues are there, you can always have a query
So
for it.
what
You
about
can
the
always have an
YouTube?
answer for it.
So what about, yeah? So what
If
about the YouTube? The exercise that we did, will that help?
I'm not getting your voice clearly, or
Can
you
you hear
can
me
type
now?
it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, the exercise that you made us do, will that also help with the health issues?
No, this exercise which I did, that I planned only for goal achievement, because if you see the command and if you see the entire script was about achieving the goal. For health issue, I I will be doing some another hypnotic script and then I will be uploading. Or if you want, you can
Okay.
connect me. I think I have got some created for somebody. I can share it with you. I just need to check if it is available because that I shared.
Oh, sure. I will connect with you. So thank you so much.
Good. Uh, Galaxy A30 again asked privately about can NLP and hypnosis use for overall personality development like building confidence? Definitely yes. You can see confidence is what? Confidence is a state of mind. Confidence is a state of mind. The moment you can take control of yourself, the moment you can change your own state, you can always change it instantly. To give you example, say you are sitting and you are absolutely bored and you don't know what to do, and all of a sudden you see that your best friend has called you. What happens? All of a sudden your state changes and you pick up his call and then you start chit chatting and then you start chatting for hours together. What happened to you? Just few minutes back you were depressed or you were unhappy. Just one phone call changed your state. So it is not like that we cannot have a control over state. So this confidence or this limiting belief, all these are states. The moment you know how to overcome the states, NLP is talking about all the states. So which state we are into right now, that determines our destiny. So NLP and hypnosis definitely can help you by gaining the state which you want. There is something known as anchoring. Just to give you a short story of anchoring, there was a Russian scientist known as Pavlov, and what he did, he experimented with his dogs. So every time when he used to give a dog a meat, he used to give dog a meat. Before that, he used to ring a bell. So there used to be a bell to ring, ting, and he used to give meat. After certain days, what he did, he without giving a meat to the dogs, he just rang the bell and he saw that the dog started salivation. Now, as the dog started salivation, he was like surprised. Now, what was the surprise element? The surprise element was that the dog just had meat few minutes back. So few minutes back, those dogs had meat, their stomach was full, but the moment they hear the bell ringing, they started salivation. It means that that was an anchor that the bell is ringing, it means I am going to be hungry. And based on that, there is a theory known as anchoring. You may Google it, Dr. Pavlov theory. So Dr. Pavlov and anchoring, Pavlov, Pavlov and anchoring you can change. So that is where NLP is also using anchoring as one of the major topic, and you can always get those results which you wanted. All right. Okay. So another question which I could see, how to control confused mind and anger. And anger again, how to let go of anger, how to control burst of anger. Uh, All right. So most of the anger elements are there. Now, again, if you are aware, whatever we are talking right now, we are angry means what? We are happy. What does it mean? We are unhappy. What does it mean? It is a state of mind. It is a state of mind. So anger is also a state of mind. Happiness is also a state of mind. Now, how to let go of anger? You are not letting go of that particular anger or you're not letting go of that particular activity, but you are letting go of your state. The moment you let go of your state of anger and you always can enter into a happiness state, you always can enter into a different state at will. To give you example, if you are angry about a specific thing, can you there is another concept in NLP known as reframing. So the moment I am angry, so can I reframe? Say at the moment a person could be angry that he has to sit at home and it is very difficult for him to sit at home and do nothing. You are angry. Now can we reframe that? The moment you reframe that particular anger element, that I'm frustrated, I'm sitting at home, I'm not doing anything. Can you reframe that what it means to you? Or what is the positive side to it? The moment you can understand what is the positive side, or what does it mean to me, or how can I see positive things to it, the moment you ask a separate set of questions, you have a different result. Basically, anger is what? It is your rule upset. I'm just giving you another perspective. Listen carefully and understand, this will change your life. It is your rule upset. Why are you angry? You are angry because the next person is not behaving the way he or she should behave according to you. So according to you, there is a rule that every single day a person should behave like this. If that is your rule, then, and in the same time the person behaves in a totally different manner, you become angry. So my rule is that, for example, my rule is that every single day I should get better food, or I should get a perfect vegetable. And the moment one fine day my wife's cook a food which is bit salty or which is bit spicy, then what? I'm angry with her. So am I really angry with her? No, I am angry because my rule is broken somewhere, that my rule says that every time it should be perfect. So for all those sitting out here, if anger is your element, just check what are your rules. Are your rules enough supporting you, or they are putting you down? So are your rules empowering enough, or they are disempowering? So the moment you are having so many rules in your life, so we have created hell of rules. So many rules are there that every time I go on the road, I should get a green signal. Why? How can this be possible? The moment you get a red signal, you feel angry because it is your rule which say that I should get green signal. It is absolutely rubbish. So for anger, I would say check your rules. What are your rules? So there are so many rules that if somebody is, for example, husband and wife, husband is throwing towels somewhere, and then wife is shouting at him that every single day you throw towel, and then that is what upsets me. Oh, is she angry with the husband? No, she is angry because her rule says that the towel should be kept in a specific place, and somebody is not doing that, and that is the rule which is broken by the husband, and she is becoming angry. The moment you change the rule, so the moment you imagine, the moment you say that my rule is let the towel be anywhere, I am not getting affected. Because the moment I say that I'm not going to get affected because of the towel is anywhere, I'm not going to get angry. Ultimately, I always tell in my session that it is your body which is going to get affected negatively. So if you say that कि sir इसका मतलब ये है क्या कि सभी को माफ करना, definitely not. But if it is going to impact you negatively, it is worth taking care of. So anger is all about that. Yes, Ashwin is right. He is saying the author Louis Hay, as I also explained. Author is the Louis Hay. Ashwin is also a very good friend of mine. He is also into NLP and very interested into self-development and growth. So thanks, Ashwin, for sharing the thing on chat, because I'm not chatting right now. So any other question which you have? So understand, anger upset is your rule upset basically. You have got a rule. Now go back and check your own, connect your own dots. Connect your own dots. Do you have so many rules in your life which are making you unhappy, which are making you angry? There could be. And believe me, we might have made thousands of rules to become angry, to become unhappy, to become dissatisfied, and we could have hardly 8-10 rules to become happy. So what are your rules to become happy? My rules to become happy are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that is not happening, I'm unhappy. And for those who are more interested in knowing all these things what I am talking about, you may go to the same YouTube channel and search The Secret of Unhappy Life. That was my last Saturday or last to last Saturday's seminar. So The Secret of Unhappy Life, the entire episode I have kept on YouTube. You can go and understand what is the secret of your unhappy life. and I explain this rule concept very clearly, elaborately. So I would request you to go to that particular and watch for something more. So that's it from my side. Anybody is having anything? All right. So I couldn't see anybody is talking about any particular question. So that's it from my side. Thank you everybody, and stay home, stay safe. Also, if you would like to know something more about my next topic, or you have got some suggestions, you can always drop me a mail or message, and I will be more than happy if I could include that particular topic in my Saturday talks. So if you have my number, I will just share my number on the chat. So this is my number, and my mail ID nlp.yogesh@gmail.com. nlp.yogesh@gmail.com, or you can go to my website and then you can check my mail ID and my contact details. And if you are searching for a specific topic, you can always drop me a mail or drop me a message, and then I will share it with you. Also, if you are having any other queries, concern, you can definitely call me after this particular session is over. I will be more than happy to help you all. All right then. Thank you guys. Thanks for your wonderful participation. Bye.